Thank you. Our next question will go to Nadia.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I want to follow up on a few of the questions about Lebanon. Number one, John, can you just confirm once and for all that actually we do not expect any announcement between the president and Macron, not tomorrow, but maybe in the next few days, because now everybody talks about the maybe there is a kind of announcement, maybe not tomorrow or the day after, but soon.
All I can tell you, Nadia, is what I've been saying here for 15, 20 minutes. You know, we believe we're close, and there's been an awful lot of work done. And when we have something we can announce and we can speak to, well, by goodness, we'll do that, and we'll do that as soon as it is practical to do so. But I couldn't sit here and look at the calendar over the next day or two and tell you exactly when that might be.
Okay, fair enough. How close does Mr. Hochstein coordinate with the Trump transitional team on Lebanon, and at what level?
I'm not going to get into the private conversations that Mr. Hochstein's been having as he's been working to try to get this deal. He's been very, very focused on primarily discussing what he's doing, or what he's trying to do with our Israeli counterparts, and of course his counterparts on the Lebanon side. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, and just one last question. I know you said you don't want to talk about any letters of guarantees, but in general, is this any role that the U.S. playing in this mediation beyond the facilitating both points of views, whether in execution later on, or whether in some kind of guarantee to both sides, not just the Israelis?
I'm not sure I understand your question. I mean, as the mediator of this, we're obviously trying to get a ceasefire over the finish line.
Sure, but let me explain what I meant. I mean, there is lots of reports saying basically that the U.S. will give to Israel the right to monitor Lebanese aerospace to make sure that Hezbollah is not gonna launch rockets from there, and that will be by U.S. supervision. While now you're saying there is no letter, there's nothing like this, and vice versa. They were saying that they will make sure that during the 60 days ceasefire, that there's no violation. The U.S. will guarantee that by monitoring what's happening and reporting it.
I mean, what I said was I'm not going to confirm reports that there's some sort of letter out there. I'm not going to confirm any of the details that have been discussed between the two sides in the United States. We are not there yet, if we're able to get there as soon as possible, we will lay it all out for everybody, and you'll get to see for yourself, what was negotiated. But the last thing I'm going to do is get into speculation from press reports about what is or what isn't in this deal at this particular point. I'm just not going to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Our next question will go to Marek with Polski Radio.
Thank you, Sam. Hi, John. I have a question. I have a question on Russia's threats against Poland. Moscow says that the new U.S. missile defense base that was just recently opened in Redzikowo in Poland is considered a priority target. So may I ask you for a comment on that? And my second question is, what's your assessment on the effectiveness of the use of ATACMS by Ukraine? In the past, you kind of downplayed potential impact of the ATACMS on the battlefield and warned that allowing Ukraine to strike deep into Russia could lead to escalation by the Kremlin. How do you see it now?
Right now, they are able to use ATACMS to defend themselves, in an immediate need basis. And right now, understandably, that's taking place in and around Kursk, in the Kursk Oblast. I'd let the Ukrainians speak to their use of ATACMS and their targeting procedures and what they're using them for and how well they're doing. But nothing's changed about well, obviously we did change the guidance and gave them guidance that they could use them to strike these particular types of targets. On your what was your first question again? I knew I was going to forget it.
Just about Russia's threats against Poland.
Oh,
right. The new missile defense site that Russia put on the target list.
Yeah, we've seen those comments, and obviously, you have to take those kinds of threats seriously, and we do. As reckless and irresponsible as they are, we obviously take it seriously. President Biden has been rock solid. We're going to do everything we have to do to make sure our troops on the European continent are safe and secure, and just as importantly, we take our Article 5 commitments to our NATO allies incredibly seriously. It's rock solid, and that's not going to change.
Thank you.
Thank you.